$1 million may be just financing to you, but that's nothing to us here on the Godfather Minute. Hello, my name is Alex Robinson.
And I'm Andy Robinson.
And together we're the Godfather Minute. This is, of course, the podcast where we go through the entire Godfather movie 1 minute at a time.
Mm-hmm. Alternating between Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 and Godfather 3.
Yes, exactly. So
we're really just on minute 12 of Godfather 1, right?
Oh, yeah, we'd still be hanging out with Bonacera and the gang.
Oh, don't forget Zaza.
So, how could I ever forget Mr. Joey Zaza? So, yes, this is Minuto numero 37.
You're close.
Oh.
Minuto numero 37.
37.
You got it.
Minuto numero 37. Sette. Why doesn't it have a V? It should be seve, at least what sounds like 7. Oh, well.
Well, when your country becomes more known for organized crime and starts making movies about it, then you can make it, you can put the V in the word.
But we are famous for making movies.
I guess we are, yeah.
Anyway. So, yeah, let's talk about minute 37 of The Godfather. Mm-hmm.
It's a transition minute, or I guess not a transition, but the beginning of a new era of the movie, new phase of the movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would say so. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because previously it has been all, the wedding and the waltz interlude. Mm-hmm. And now this is, I guess, the main plot of the movie.
Yeah.
The other stuff was all just kind of like, background and characterization and so on. And
there are already hints that it's darker and that this is significant.
Oh yeah, what do you?
I think so. Well, Virgil Sollozzo is coming up the stairs, and it's very dark. Mm-hmm. Hagen prepared quite a bit for this meeting. I think the music is a little darker too, more suspenseful.
Right.
It's a far distance from the wedding scene, from the celebration of Connie and Carlo's wedding.
It's true. Well, let's start at the beginning. The minute starts off with Sonny Corleone asking Don Corleone, so what's it going to be, Pop? Mm-hmm. Making his decision. And the Don does not give any kind of a firm answer. He just looks kind of,
Well, what'd you say?
I wasn't listening.
He's actually just losing his mind. Well, what do I think about what?
Oh yeah, I said that already.
Yeah. Well, Fredo, what are you doing in this meeting? Fredo, no, Pop, it's me, Sonny. I guess dementia is not really funny, is it? Maybe
it depends on the situation.
Yeah. If you're parodying dementia, it could be funny.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah, so then we meet the Turk.
Before we go to the Turk, can I point out something about the end of that last scene?
Sure.
So in the book, Sonny asks his father, Pop, what's the answer going to be? Come on, Pop, what's it going to be? And Puzo wrote, Don Corleone smiled.
Don Corleone
smiled. How do I know until I hear the percentages and other details? Besides, I have to have time to think over the advice given here tonight. After all, I'm not a man who does things rashly.
So didn't you say that Tom knows already that he's not going to do it? Or that Tom suspected that this
Tom suspects he's not going to.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. But I thought it was just kind of funny how he's talking about, I need to see the percentages in the reports. I need
the PowerPoint presentation.
Tom, get me those bar graphs I asked for. It's funny to think of Don Corleone as a numbers wonk.
Yeah, that's true. You think he's more of a gut man.
I've been using my adding machine all night. Hagen, your numbers don't add up. Go back and give me the new percentages.
Just the paper. You know what I wish I was? I don't think it exists anymore, but I wish I was so rich that I could have one of those those stock ticker machines. It's in the glass, the glass thing with a little machine in it going.
You can have one of those. It's called an iPhone.
No, but I want the coolness of the glass dome and a little machine in it. That's the cool part.
That is pretty darn cool.
I don't care about stocks. I want to just have like jokes on it. You know what I mean? Like Twitter, my Twitter
Oh, there you go.
coming out on a stock ticker.
It's the original Twitter feed.
Yeah, totally.
It's literally a feed to your house.
Yeah, plus you have all that paper left over at the end. Play with the cats.
I wonder how that whole operation worked. Was there someone down physically at the exchange who was inputting that data, like via Morse code or typing it in somehow?
I have to assume that that's the case. Like there was some like JP Morgan or whatever. It was like, I can't go down to the market every day. Bring me the money. And then they had like some guy built up this little, I guess it would be like a telegram or like a, like it's not like they could call on the phone at that point. I assume that's older than, you know what? Let's put that in the books.
You better write it down.
Stock ticking things.
And what's the stock music, of course, is. I don't know if we're allowed to use that or not. But.
Well, that one you can. That's public domain. I think.
Hagen, it says Genco Oil Company's crashing. So dump the stock now, Hagen. Dump it. Sell it. Bop, you never told me what your answer's going to be. I'll tell you to sell it, Sonny.
I like him being all like, no, come on, Sonny. He's getting all like,
Pop, what's your answer going to be? Fredo's all drunk.
So yeah, now we do meet the Turk.
We meet the Turk.
And
I hear he's good with a knife.
That's what they say. He's a top narcotics man. I have some information about the actor. I'm assuming you have background from the book.
Not much. At this stage in the book, there's not a lot about the Turk. I already shared in previous minutes. Just basically what Tom shares with the Don.
Well, we have a lot more Turk minutes coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So the actor playing the Turk is named Al Lettieri. And he was born on February 28th, 1928, and died October 18th, 1975.
Wow.
So he was like 48, 49 when he died.
Just died just after GF2.
Yeah, that was his big. It's kind of a shame that this was his biggest role and that he never really got to. I guess it's like Fredo too, John Cazale too. Tragically,
how did he pass away?
Heart attack.
Oh, sure. That's what the paper said.
Are you saying that was no heart attack?
They might like a story like that, you know? See, that was Michael. They might like a story like that. Now, Tom, we got people on the payroll, newspaper men.
What would they have done if John Cazale had died before Godfather 2?
Oh, boy.
Would they recast? Or would they suddenly introduce this new, because so much of the story involves him being stepped over and everything. So
I mean, would they change it so he has no more brothers to kill? It's not like he kills Connie.
They would have to change the whole plot, I guess.
Yeah. Bringing another is there another example of a movie that did well? This type of scenario did well despite a leading character dying in part one.
Maybe not part one. Like I know the Harry Potter movies. The guy who played Dumbledore died, and they replaced him with.
And they recast him.
Yeah, another actor. Obviously,
John Cazale.
John Cazale Jr. was.
Harry, you don't ride on a broomstick like that.
I want to do all Harry Potters. I don't know enough about Harry Potter.
I just know it's about wizards. So did the broomstick. I don't know.
I'm afraid I'll send someone to send an owl out. Go pick up someone on your broom. Go run a crazy snack shop in the town. I forget what the name of the town is. I'm wise. I'm wise, not like everyone says I am.
Wise. Wizards.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so that would have been an interesting dilemma.
Well, what's the actor's name? Sollozzo's
Al
Lettieri.
Lettieri. Yeah,
Al Lettieri did a great job. I think he was cast perfectly. And this movie's so iconic. It's hard to imagine anyone else playing characters in these roles.
Any roles.
Although maybe that's something we should talk about at some point. I talked earlier that Kay was, I don't know, I felt like she could have been a different actress. But
maybe at some point, we can make a list of all the people who are almost cast and try to imagine the alternate universe version of that, of who everyone was. So write that down so we remember it for a future occasion. Some more stuff about Al Lettieri. His brother-in-law, it says his brother-in-law is the brother of a gangster named Pasquale I don't know how you say the last name, Eboli, Eboli, Eboli.
Yeah, real gangster.
Yeah, really, who was part of the Genovese crime family.
Oh,
But
wow.
the part that confuses me, it says his brother-in-law was brothers with a gangster.
Oh boy,
So how was? I guess we don't know.
I don't know that relation.
Wouldn't it just be his brother-in-law was brothers of a gangster?
That's Sonny, isn't it?
What
Sonny Corleone.
is?
Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. No, I got caught in a loop.
Yeah. So anyway, apparently at some point Al Lettieri took Al Pacino and Marlon Brando and some other people out to New Jersey, and they actually hung out with real, like had meals with some people who were on the shadier side of the street to get some background. He's the only actor who is listed as starring in this movie who is not in the poster. So I guess he's the next. He's he's the first loser, I guess. The first person beyond the bronze medal. He's the next.
Okay.
He was in a movie in 1973 called The Don is Dead.
Whoa.
Which had nothing to do with The Godfather, but clearly he was being, somewhat maybe typecast as a mobster. And
maybe we should try watching that at some point. Maybe we should do a double header, The Last Don and The Don is Dead.
Yes, it seems almost
around.
like a sequel to it. Anthony Quinn plays the Don in that movie. And in 1969, so before The Godfather, he had a tiny role and was the associate producer of a movie called The Night of the Following Day, a kidnapping movie starring Marlon Brando.
Oh, wow.
So I guess they must have known each other prior to this.
They had worked together.
Yeah. I can't imagine Brando is the type to be like, hey, you should get in this movie, Al Lettieri. He was real.
Oh,
you think he would be that kind of guy, or is he just kind of picture being off in his own kind of crazy world?
Yeah, I think so. But didn't a few minutes ago we talk about that Brando had worked with another actor or actress in this movie, and we asked the same question, whether he would have recommended the person. Or maybe it was someone else. Maybe it wasn't Brando. Maybe it was Al Pacino.
Well, Al Pacino and Al Neri worked together.
That
the actor who played it. They were both in the Panic in Needle Park.
So that was it. That's what we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and it was a movie about kidnapping.
It was a movie about kidnapping.
And as we see in this movie, the Turk has Tom Hagen kidnapped.
That's true. And in 1972, so right before, I guess right around this time, Marlon Brando's son was kidnapped.
Oh yeah,
by his mother. Marlon Brando, his son Christian, was kidnapped by his mother, Marlon Brando's
estranged
mama.
wife.
Yeah, I don't know actually if they were married or not.
Wow.
But apparently Brando had like a bunch of kids with a bunch of different women from just kind of flings or whatever.
Can you be kidnapped by your mother?
Well, he was 14, and she took him to Mexico and hid and gave him to a bunch of like hippies there and said, "Okay, keep him here. We're gonna get money from Marlon Brando to have him returned." And basically, it sounds like the hippies were like, "Yeah," and they kind of cut her out of the deal and just basically really kidnapped him away from the mother too.
Oh my gosh!
So
and tried to extort money from Marlon Brando. Oh, they did. Oh, I thought they just incorporated him. Yeah, we'll do this deal. Don't worry. And then he just became a hippie.
So there you go.
Doesn't sound like they were real hippies if they were involved in kidnapping.
They wouldn't be on some money and bread, man. They'd be on to maybe
money and bread.
The ransom was like, oh, we want like 50 pounds of beads, something that a hippie would be like valuable. So that's all the information I have about Al Lettieri.
Well, rest in peace, Al. You did a great job in this movie.
He did. He'll live on forever, if only from this one role.
Well, Puzo has a great description of the Turk in the book. May I read?
I'll allow it.
Okay, Puzo.
But tread carefully, counselor.
Page 72, Puzo writes, Virgil, quote, the Turk, end quote, Sollozzo.
More like the jerk.
Virgil, the Turk, the jerk. That's what they called him after he tried to have the Godfather killed. They call him the jerk. No more.
Now, don't call him the Turk anymore. From now on, he's the jerk. Yes, Sonny.
The Turk was a powerfully built, medium-sized man of dark complexion who could have been taken for a true Turk. He had a scimitar of a nose and cruel black eyes. He also
cruel black guys?
Cruel black eyes.
Oh, black eyes. Yeah. Okay.
He also had an impressive dignity. Sonny met him at the door. Da 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 da. Hagen thought he had never seen a more dangerous-looking man except for Luca Brasi.
Wow.
There were this is interesting. There were polite handshakings all around. If the Don ever... No, this is Hagen. If the Don ever asked me if this man has balls, I would have to answer yes, Hagen thought.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Oh! He had never seen such force in one man.
Wow.
Not even the Don. In fact, the Don appeared at his worst. He was being a little too simple, a little too peasant-like in his greeting. Sollozzo's later right. The Don's slipping, Alex.
Yeah.
The Don is slipping.
Totally, yeah. This is also, I think this is the first time you really see Marlon Brando outside of you saw him a little bit in the room with Tom, but this is the first time you really see him, I guess, how he dresses day to day. Wearing his he looks like the manager of an olive oil importing company. You wouldn't think he's like one of the most powerful, you wouldn't think he was someone who had judges in his pockets. Like so many.
Yeah, well, I'm a little surprised he's not wearing his tuxedo at this point.
He really should wear it all the time.
It's a good look for him. And he has so few minutes in the picture, he might as well be wearing his best.
It's true.
Well, I guess he doesn't know it at this point.
Yeah. Even when he's in the hospital bed, they still dress him in a tuxedo. So the Turk needs three things.
What does he need?
You want to guess what the three things are that he needs?
He needs because he needs money, like Connie. Like Connie and Merle, he needs money. He needs cash. He needs a lot of it.
Yeah, well, how much money?
Well, let's see. He needs to book a ticket on the Queen, so he needs at least $1 million.
Cash.
Small
bills, cash.
Well, he needs money. He needs
$1 million cash.
And that's, I guess, finance.
Yeah.
He needs protection.
Well, if you consider that just financing, then good job.
He needs political protection or political influence, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because he says three things, but then two of them are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the first thing he says, powerful friends.
Powerful friends.
But I guess that could extend also to mobsters, not just politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is politicians he carries in his pocket.
Yeah. It's a great line.
Like so many nickels and dimes. It's such an oddly poetic phrase for a dangerous mobster like this guy to use. Like so many nickels and dimes.
Well, in this era, are nickels and dimes very valuable?
I don't think they're especially valuable, but I guess it's just something you always had change in your. Nowadays, hardly anyone has change in their pocket because everyone pays with credit card and
So if Sollozzo were meeting with the Don now in 2018, what would
the analogy be?
Yeah.
I need the politicians you keep in your pocket, like so many iPhones and.
Like so many Bitcoins you have in your e-wallet.
Oh, so you're saying it doesn't have to be something you keep in the wallet. It could be anything any money that you. So you're going with the money angle more than the pocket angle.
Well, how about this? Don Corleone, you have as many. You have so many judges in your pocket, like fill in the blank.
Yeah. See, I would go for something more that had to do with something in your pocket.
Oh,
not like a money.
Oh, got it. Something like literally in your pocket.
Yeah, the same way the nickels and dimes.
But everyone has an iPhone.
That's what I mean. It's like
what would someone?
Well, he has a lot of them though. His pockets are all bulging.
So I can't take this deal because I got to offload all these electronic devices.
Like you keep in your pocket like so many Ricola cough drops. Everything can get a little money from Ricola. Play some Ricola. Taste the rainbow.
You have so many nickels and dimes, or you have so many judges in your pocket, like so many Paramount screenplays.
Yeah, people don't carry anything in their pockets anymore.
No, they
Weird.
don't. Yeah.
Huh.
I guess you'd have to just remove the pocket. You'd have to,
right?
Like in your cloud, in your Google storage.
So let's say someone said to you to change the question a little bit. What would you want to have in your pocket like so many nickels and dimes?
Oh. So a lot of them. I don't want anything in my pockets.
But I don't mean literal, but I mean that you would have control, like the same way he has politicians and judges in his pocket, like so many nickels and what would be in your pockets like so many nickels and dimes, like a Capital One ad. What's in your pocket like so many nickels and dimes?
So the expression still is like so many nickels and dimes, but what do I have a lot of pull with?
What would you want? What would you want as your thing to be, like so many nickels and dimes? I feel like I'm not explaining. You get what I'm saying?
I think I get what you're saying. I'm having trouble answering the question though.
That is a tough
I don't
one.
know. Podcast listeners?
Oh, perfect.
That's
there
a good
you
one,
go.
right?
There you go. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
like so many nickels and dimes in your pocket.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
That's a good one.
So we'll have $2 worth of listeners in our podcast.
So listeners, if you're still there, please tell a friend about our podcast so my dream can come true.
Got a lot more room in our pockets.
And there's a lot more room in Fredo Corleone's Mickey Mouse nightclub on Facebook.
We've not talked about that one for a while.
It's a good time for a plug.
Yeah. Go ahead.
One more thing about this. Puzo writes the description a little bit different. On page 73, he writes, "This is Sollozzo. I can't do a good Sollozzo. Can you help me out?"
Don Corleone.
No, that's Luca.
No, I want to hear you do it. I like
Let me
to
try
hear
that.
your.
I hear, Don Corleone, that you have as many judges in your pocket as a boot black has pieces of silver.
Wow.
Yeah, and I looked it up. A boot black is a shoe shine person.
Yeah.
So
I guess nickels and dimes are at least a little more modern than a boot black. Have you ever had your shoes professionally shown?
not while I'm wearing them.
But you have had them.
You know, I think one time I was moving and I found all these shoes and I didn't want to clean them. I either gave them away or I brought them somewhere and I gave some away and maybe had them cleaned.
You looked up boot black in the yellow pages.
Yeah. The thing is, the guy charged me silver, and I don't carry silver around with me. What am I, a boot black? Have you ever cleaned your shoes?
I don't think I've ever had my shoes professionally cleaned.
Well, you should start with your face.
Oh, what the? I always think of that. The only time I ever think about it, the airport. Because you always see the shoe shine stands at the airport.
Do you still see them at the airport?
Oh, yeah. There's one at the Portland airport. There's a shoe shine stand.
Did you ever go up and get your shoes cleaned?
I didn't. Because I always wear sneakers. That's also the problem. I'm never in the airport. If I was in the airport wearing dress shoes, I might do it just because I'm like, how many chances am I going to get?
Oh, man. Well, you should probably start with your hands and face, Alex.
Also, the problem though is that I don't even like going to like the barber because I like have to talk to the barber.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sitting there and like some guy. Oh, did you watch the game last night?
Yeah,
that's him rubbing. That's him smacking him with a cloth. Yeah, yeah. So maybe I wouldn't.
All right, let's role play it.
Okay.
I'll be the shoe shine guy.
Okay.
Hey, how can I help you, sir?
Yeah, I was wearing my dress shoes today, and I thought it might be fun to get a little shoe shine while I'm here.
Well,
you're a licensed boot black. You board certified.
I am licensed and bonded. Have a seat.
Oh, cool.
Oh, by the way, how long is your flight from now? How much time you got?
Oh, I have like an hour and a half.
Oh, perfect. This will only take an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh,
have a seat.
Really? Oh, you're spitting on my shoes. Wow, that's a lot of spit you're putting on. Whoa. Okay. You know, I'm having second thoughts about this.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to the game. So what do you think about the Yanks this year?
Oh, I think they're going to go far. To climb up on that little throne they have there.
You're already regretting getting your shoes shined.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is,
don't
get your shoes
shined
shined at the airport with only an hour and a half
left to go. Yeah, exactly. So you're saying that I should say a short time. I say, my flight's in 3 minutes.
What's the point then? Get one of your shoes shined. Yeah.
See, the problem then is I would have to hide. Because what if I was like, oh, my flight's like in 15 minutes? He's like, oh, I'll do it quick. And then I'm like, oh, awesome. Then I'm sitting in the McDonald's eating like a quarter pounder. And I see that guy stopping for his lunch break. I'd be like, oh, I missed my flight. Well, let me finish your shoes.
Yeah,
come on over. Oh, no.
Or right in McDonald's. He's like, I got my box right here. Just I can do while you're eating.
How can they possibly how can you possibly earn money as a shoot? Like, you must get no more than like 6 a day.
I mean, these days you must be subsidized by the airport.
I guess
it's just a holdover from from the Godfather times.
The funny thing is when I saw a guy doing it at the Portland airport, and the guy was very like, "Hey, how you doing, Joe?" Like he goes there all the time to get his shoe shine.
What? Do you think he goes there? Do you think he even has a flight?
Maybe he works at one of the other businesses in the airport, and they just help each other by patronizing.
There's
their
actually
business.
no money exchange. It's just all bartering.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
before I moved to this town, someone made a joke about Portland. They said,
What'd they say? Who made a joke about Portland?
oh, this is before it was cool to move
Okay.
here. They said it was very depressed, and they said basically it's all coffee shops, and there's just $1 that gets cycled around. Someone buys a cup of coffee for $1, and then the person
Right.
at that store uses that dollar to buy
Yeah.
a cup of coffee at another store.
Why is
And
that
on and on
specific
it
to
goes.
Portland?
I think because Portland is such a big coffee culture, and it was very depressed economically at the time.
All right.
I don't know, maybe not very depressed,
Yeah.
but back to The Godfather. Alex, there is one more difference between the book and the movie that I
Wait,
want
the book is different than the movie.
The book is different than the movie.
The book is different than the movie. The book is different than the movie. The book is different. The book is different. The book is different than the movie. Yeah.
In the book, well, let's start with the movie. In the movie, the Don, Sollozzo tells the Don that he gets 30%,
That's what's
and Sollozzo says he needs $1 million.
cash.
In the book, he tells the Don he gets 50%,
Whoa.
and he needs $2 million. Alex, why the change in the numbers?
Huh. That's a good question.
Well, there's nothing in it in the production notes.
And plus, the return on your investment. You think if you put $1 million to get 30%, that if you put in $2 million, you get 60%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's giving him less
Yeah.
the more he spends. So if he did $3 million, would he get like 55%?
He's like, Don, if you give me 12 million, you get 100%, and I'll
No,
just
you
walk
get,
away.
You get less each
it goes
time.
down. Oh, I get it.
Oh yeah, he just walks away with $12 million.
The only thing I can think of is wait. You're saying he walks away with $12 million, and that's totally guarantee.
Obviously, I spoil my co-host, as you can see.
The only thing I can think of is 1 million is a nice round number.
Yeah. Maybe people would start getting confused by like $2 million for 50%, and start getting it's a weird.
The Don busts out his adding machine. You told me that 50%, 3 million.
Well, my stock ticker says I'm good for it. So there's the scene where he's like, "Oh, you'll get 30%," and then the Don drops the bomb of, "Well, and what is the interest of the Tatalia family?"
Oh,
And then the Turk is like, "Oh, nice work, Tom.
Yeah.
My compliments."
Yeah.
And then Tom looks at him, giving a kind of like subtle, like not like grin, but just kind of like I accept your compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Tom was Tom like, yes, like he complimented me in front of the Don about what a good concierge I am?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is his second big job after officially becoming the consigliere.
Yeah.
If you remember, Waltz was the first, getting Johnny the picture. And as you remember, Hagen didn't even think that it would work. He knew that Waltz was not going to give him the picture.
Right. Yeah.
But it ended up working out. So this is his first real job that he may have some influence over.
And this is one that he thinks isn't going to work out, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But it still really doesn't work out because the Don winds up getting a bullet.
Was it really that hard for Tom to find out that information?
The fact that
Don't they all have spies in each other's families and cops on the payroll?
the fact that he's impressed. Oh, so you think maybe he's not really impressed, but he's just buttering up Tom?
I don't know. It could be.
Yeah. Maybe he meant my compliments for you telling the Don. Like, I told you that the Tatalias get 30%, and you clearly passed it on to the Don. So my compliments.
Yeah.
So, no, I think he probably has, I think you're right. They probably have spies and, in everyone's, it's like an accepted thing that there's a rat in every group. Because you're like, well, that's the way it's done. Everyone is a spy in the group.
Exactly. It's almost like you have to keep your enemies really close.
Yes, but not as close as your friends.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, sorry. Closer than your friends.
Closer than your friends.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Like you're dancing together.
Let's see. So he compliments Tom. And I think that's the end of the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, it ends with the Turk saying, telling the Don that he's right. The only last note I had was that Coppola said that this scene should feel like a poker game.
Oh, really?
Because it's like everyone's kind of keeping their, except for Sonny, everyone's keeping their emotions guarded and so on. So that's why I guess when Sonny breaks, when he has a tell that
a terrible tell.
Yeah,
I do have one more point. Alex, can you guess what kind of protection Sollozzo needs?
I assume it's
In
political.
particular, but in particular details. It's in the book.
I think he wants, when he's importing the drugs, he needs the harbor master to look the other way.
Excellent.
Is that true?
He says smuggling into both countries was as positively safe as such matters could be. I guess that's all paid off. Entry into the U.S. would entail about 5% losses since the FBI itself was incorruptible, as they both knew. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
But this is interesting. Sollozzo says, equally important, I need a man who has powerful friends in the important places. So, some of my couriers will be caught over the years. This is what I really want to point out. That is inevitable. They will all have clean records that I promise. So it will be logical for judges to give light sentences.
Yeah.
I need a friend who can guarantee that when my people get in trouble, they won't spend more than a year or two in jail. Then they won't talk. That's the key.
Yeah.
But if they get 10 and 20 years, who knows? In this world, there are many weak individuals. They may talk. They may jeopardize more important people. Legal protection is a must. So it's to give people light sentences so they won't rat.
Right. And also, I assume that there's some kind of insurance plan for if you're working for, let's say you're a criminal mastermind.
Okay. What do you mean, let's say?
Let's say I'm working for you as a low level button man.
I like this. I like it.
I totally got stepped over.
As a boot black. On the books, you'll be my boot black.
Yeah. But I'm really a button man. So let's say I got caught. I assume there's some kind of thing where my family is taken care of while my blood family is being taken care of while I'm in prison.
I believe so, yeah.
And that's probably why also it's good to have a short one, because you can't have like 30 guys serving 20-year sentences, because then you're spending all your money. It's like Social Security. Like all your income money is just going to support people who are not even doing anything.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1 or 2 years.
That makes sense. Protection from prison sentences.
So it's not so the harbor master looks the other way. It's like he's resigned to the fact that it's the cost of doing business. It's leakage.
People will get caught, and you just got to get them back out on the street and keep them happy so they don't talk.
Yeah, that's a good policy.
Yeah. So when are we going to get started?
Don't ask me. I'm just a button man.
A boot black. You're a boot black.
So this is something we forgot to do the last 2 minutes. What do you want?
The cannoli countdown?
Guns and cannoli. Countdown. Won't be seeing Paulie no more. Paulie betrayed me. He got a cold and then didn't show up to work. I thought Paulie was a good kid, but it turned out he was the stupid jerk. I'm talking about a countdown. Guns and cannoli. Countdown. You won't be seeing Paulie no more. You gotta leave the gun to send a clear message, or else you might lose your life. And whatever you do, take that cannoli. Don't upset Clemenza's wife. We're working on a countdown, guns and cannoli. You won't be seeing Paulie no more. How many minutes left? How many minutes left? We're doing the countdown. How many minutes left? How many minutes left, consigliere? How many minutes left? How many minutes left? Come on, Santino. How many minutes left? How many minutes
left, Alex?
Oh, now let's see. If this is minute 37, and I think it happens in minute 59.
It is.
Then that must mean there's 23 minutes left.
22. You got to carry the 7. It's 22.
I'm sick of carrying that
22
7.
minutes left. 22 minutes left.
I can't hear you.
22.
So what do you want to rate this minute?
Well, the Sollozzo enters. Well, it starts with Sonny saying, well, what's the answer going to be, Pop? I always like that. That's funny. The Don's in it. That bumps it up a little bit. Don doesn't do that much talking.
Yeah.
He does say, isn't it in this minute? He says, "Why do I deserve this generosity?"
No, that's the start of.
It is
that's
the
the
next
start
minute.
of
Okay.
next minute. Yeah, yeah.
I will give it a.
He does ask about the Tattaglia family.
I'm going to give it a 4.
4.
I am.
Interesting. Wow. You want to explain your?
I think the judge. I think the Sollozzo interaction is great. The judges in the pocket, the finance.
got my compliments to Tom.
Yeah, 3 to 4, but I'll go with 4.
Yeah, I'll go with 4. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like there wasn't a lot to talk about, but it was still a good minute in the movie, you know,
Yeah.
even though there wasn't a lot to like chew on or extrapolate on. But yeah, I'll say 4 then.
Okay.
right.
And we don't have to agree, you know.
No, hey, I'm just a button man. Whatever my boss says the rating, that's what I go along with.
Yeah, Senator. A whole lot of boot blacks.
A whole lot of buffering, a whole lot of buffing.
Whole lot of polishing, Senator.
All right, so I guess that'll wrap up.
I also own stock in Kiwi. And I can't think of any other companies.
Kiwi pretty much has the monopoly
Yeah,
on
they
the shoe market.
Well, that's it then.
Yeah. So, did we come up with anything that we're going to talk about in the bonus?
Oh, yeah. Didn't you write it down?
No.
Oh.
Well, this
I
is
thought we wrote something down. Oh, one thing I thought when I was walking around today was we can talk about deep cut bumper sticker and T-shirt ideas
all right.
that only fans will recognize being from The Godfather.
All right, let's go with that. We'll run with that.
And we'll come up with some other stuff too.
Yeah, well, we always wind up digressing. So, hey, if you want to hear us talk about bumper stickers, T-shirts, and digression, go to godfatherminute.com/support and sign up there. It's relatively inexpensive, especially for someone. If you regard $1 an episode as just financing, then thank you for your support. And I guess we'll be back until we come back next week.
Leave the gun and take the cannoli.